up? This your boy KushBeatz, aka Kush from mixtapeLA.com. We bring you the exclusive interview with the man himself, Freeway Rick Ross. How you doing, Uncle Rick?
I'm good. What's up, y'all? Me? Well, what has changed about me, man, is, I don't know, really nothing. You know, I already have my mind made up, I'm sticking with it. You know, I had to make some adjustments to what was going on out here because I really didn't know. But overall, man, I'm still the same dude that I was before I went to prison.
Right.
One thing I stopped from there is that I made up my mind that I would never sell drugs again and that I never want to commit another crime. But other than that, my relentlessness, my love for people has not wavered in any kind of way at all. You know, he was premature. He only weighed 1 pound and 6 ounces. So he come into the world fighting just for his life, you know. So
wow.
And he's amazing, you know, because he reminds me so much of myself. Because he studied moving, studied trying to make it happen. You know, it's kind of like what Slim the Mobster said last night in the studio.
Right.
Freeway Rick, I'm relentless like Freeway Rick. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that that's my motto, is to be relentless. You know, no matter what you're up against, to never give up, to never give in. Just keep striving to get what you want in life. And that seems like that's what my son is doing. You know, one of the things that I've learned about money and about the mentality of money and the pursuit of money. You know, so many people are pursuing money, but they're pursuing it with the wrong intentions and pursuing it the wrong way.
Right.
You know, wow, it's like almost with me when I started selling drugs. You know, I was really pursuing money, but I went at it the wrong way. You know, I got a saying that I use when I go to schools and speak to kids, is that I went to a drug dealer to ask him how to make money.
Right.
Now, a much wiser man, I know that you don't go to a drug dealer to learn how to make money. I also know now that you don't go and ask somebody for a job, you go and take a job, you know. And if you just, see, a lot of times people say they're looking for work, but they're really not looking for work, they're looking for money.
Right.
And they only do the work if they get the money. But when you're really looking for work, then you don't care about the money and you just do the work. And what I found out is that when you do the work, the money comes. I think of the current state of hip hop, man, we need some new people. You know, we need new ideas, new ways of doing things. We need some real entrepreneurs. You know, we got so many of these guys that's been put in front of us, you know, to be the leaders. And what I'm finding out is that most of these guys are really not leaders. You know, these guys are, I don't know, goofballs in a lot of ways. You know,
Right.
You shouldn't be leading anything. You know, they've been leading us down the wrong path, telling us the wrong things,
Right.
having us believing in the wrong things. So I believe that it's time. You know, the guys are getting out of jail. The real leaders are starting to get out of jail right now. You know, from the 80s and the 90s that sold crack, cocaine that was, you know, illegally sentenced under these crack laws. So they're starting to get out right now, and I believe that you know, they're gonna take back over what's rightfully ours. You know, that these guys have taken and given to the big corporation. You know, because this was ours. You know?
Right.
And these guys just surrendered it, you know, to corporations so that they could pimp our community. I'm all over the place in the music industry. You know, I got about 2 or 3 producers signed to me. Haven't signed an artist yet, but I think we're in the process of putting a group together. Met with Shy Money last night. We're talking about partnering up, doing some things together, and putting together a group called the Freeway Boys.
Right.
So I'm doing that. You know, I also have my social network website where I rank artists all over the country. You know, so those are some of the ways that I'm touching music. I also have a website where we play videos for different artists, and we're going to be ranking videos, you know, who has the best video. And then hopefully in a couple months we'll be having video of the year,
right,
video of the month, and so forth. I'm just planning on getting in all the holes that I see are opening, where people left gaps in the game. You know, we got a documentary coming out right now called "Cracking the System," and we felt that that's how I got in, because there was a crack in the system, and so I was able to get in that crack inside the drug game. I mess with so many artists, you know. Slim the Mobster, Beach Boy, Glasses Malone, Mac Lucci, Snoop Dogg, Dre, Wiz. I mean, you know,
and the list goes on.
I'm all over the place. You know, we have almost 20,000 artists, you know, on our social network website. So, you know, and I work with all of them.
Right.
You know, K-Pound from Pittsburgh, Jimmy the Saint from Philadelphia, Baby Savage from Philadelphia, Freeway. You know,
all over the states
right now that I ain't working with.
Tell us about
I'm working on a major movie. You know, right now I'm working with a guy by the name of Nick Cassavetti. You know, he did some major movies. You know, Blow, which didn't do the box office numbers like it should have, but it became a classic. He also did Alpha Dog, The Notebook.
Right.
I'm working with him. He wrote it. He's going to direct it. I spoke with Jamie Foxx. Jamie's read the script, studied the story. Jamie thinks that the script is phenomenal. Thinks that the movie is going to be a blockbuster. I spoke to Mark Wahlberg. Man, the list just goes on and on.
Wow,
you know?
Sounds like it's going to be a classic.
It's going to be a classic. We just got the budget the other day, so, you know, I'm still looking for investors. I don't have all the money I need yet, but I'm putting it together. Wow, we're working on a documentary. Should be hitting in like June or July. Sick. What I've been doing is I've been tracing the origins of drugs, of crack cocaine, you know, basically how it all got in our community.
Right.
You know, what is it doing here? You know, how is it affecting us? Why are they giving 100 to 1 for crack and not cocaine? So, man, I'm breaking all that down, man. It's gonna be deep, man. Brothers is gonna be amazed. You know, I went out and did this research and you know, and raised the money to get this done. Because, you know, man, I got the guy who wrote the crack law explaining to me how it went in effect, and he apologized to me and all blacks for what happened with the crack law.
Wow.
You better check that out. This one is dope.
Dope.
Absolutely. I'm always trying to get back to the community. Everything I do is about giving back to the community, you know, because I hate that I was a pawn in the government's game, in their cocaine game. Now I'm really advocate of stopping other people from falling in my footsteps.
Right.
So, you know, I go around, talk to kids all the time. Matter of fact, last week I spoke at Manuarts High School, you know, to about 100 kids. And Saturday, while I was down in Orlando, I was headed to Orlando, probably Orlando time around 10 o'clock, I get a phone call, and it's from the principal of Manuarts High School. And he was like, man, I really enjoyed what you told the kids, and I think that all my kids need to hear what you said. You know? Basically, I just told them, man, you know, that you know, you got to think for yourself. And if you don't look out for you, you think that these other people care about you, they really don't. You know, the only thing that they want to get from you is your money.
Right.
So that was hot, man. They had a principal call me, you know, on the weekend, you know, at 7, 8 o'clock at night, you know. So I was like, wow. I mean, if you're not giving knowledge to the people, then you're just as bad as anybody else out there. You know better than the guy out there selling crack. You know better than the guy at the liquor store, you know, getting drunk, who's throwing his life away or committing suicide. So it's up to you to spread the message, man, that we all got to become better. You know, because right now our way of living in this country is in jeopardy.
Right.
You know, we in jeopardy of losing our freedoms. The Constitution is in jeopardy. You know, who knows what it might be like in 20, 30 years if we don't pull ourselves together and get it right, man. Right now, we are so in debt that if China called their debt due, they would own every building, every house, and every piece of land in this country.
Wow.
So we could really be put on ships and shipped to another country because we're homeless. So, you know, when we see these people striking on Wall Street and whatnot, I mean, a lot of people don't really look at it the correct way. But when I look at it, because when I was in prison, I studied the debt of America. And I know that this whole country is on the brink of being evicted, being foreclosed on. So, you know, we gotta fight to change that. You know, we gotta get our country out of debt and get us back on track. Get us where we bringing jobs into America and not buying everything from other countries. And, you know, that's my message to the hip-hop community, man. You know, don't make it seem like if you ain't driving a Maybach, you ain't driving a Bentley, that you ain't nothing, that you're not important, because you're important if you don't have nothing. If you don't have shoes on, you're still just as important as me. You're still just as important as Jay-Z, 50 Cent, or any of them other guys out there. And some of them guys are so fake that you better than them and you ain't got nothing. And they look like they got everything, but they really don't have nothing.
There you got it, exclusive, long-awaited interview with Freeway Rick Ross, the man himself, the real one. That's your boy KushBeatz. Go on mixtapeLA.com to see the exclusive interview. Go on freewayenterprise.com. Look out for all the projects that are coming up. My name is Kush, aka KushBeatz. You can reach me on twitter.com/AdilKushNaji. You can also reach Uncle Freeway Rick Ross. Can I call you Uncle?
Yeah, you can do that.
You can reach him on Twitter at Freeway Ricky. That's Freeway Ricky.
You heard it. Freeway Ricky. FreewayEnterprise.com. Holla.